companies will say, oh, we've got culture, we've got a ping pong table, you know,
Oh,
or
that's
whatever.
right.
And that's our
I
culture,
remember.
you know, and so we're fun and we've got, you know, things that people can do when they're here. And really culture is like something that we look at and we understand that like it's really deeper than that. And it's, you know, it's kind of like fabrics of a sweater. You know, it's like there's individual fabric and threads that go into that sweater. And, you know, when you put the sweater on, it feels good. But like there's a lot of different elements to that. And, you know, a ping pong table can certainly be one of them, you know. But I said, we don't
It
have
helps.
a ping pong table. We have a golf simulator.
Yeah.
Right. One up it.
But, you know, what are you guys thinking about our culture?
Well, something that you mentioned for me, culture is wanting to get up the next day and go to work, right? Like if I'm waking up and I'm dreading driving into work because I don't want to get there and start doing my day-to-day stuff, that's a bad culture. And I think that's an honest question that you can ask people and maybe understand, like, hey, how are you feeling about getting up and going to work today? And if it's not a good answer, like, you got a problem there that needs to be checked. So, there's a lot that goes into that, and it takes years to develop culture, but it also takes a minute to destroy culture with the decisions or the micromanagement or whatever it is that you're struggling with, and you're always trying to balance out those, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen that too, like, you know, not getting back to team leads, but like they are a huge part of our culture and making sure we have the right team leads there, that they're well trained. You know, one conversation that they handle incorrectly can really just like completely snowball and you know, make someone feel like this isn't a place that I want to work or be. And so it's really important that those conversations are handled carefully. You know, for instance, like if an employee has a question about something, it's really important, I think, that leader hears the question and then tries to give the best explanation that they can about why that maybe is the way it is, rather than saying something like, I don't know why that's the way it is, but just don't worry about that. Just get back to work, kind of a thing. Like that's probably like one of the most damaging things that leader can say. They're like, okay, when they could easily just say, well, this is, you know, my understanding of the way it is, but I'm not really sure. I'll find out and we're going to revisit this. I mean, that's okay too, right? And making sure that people understand and why things are the way that they are. And I always try to lead by example that way, by explaining things maybe more than I probably should, you know, or need to. But I think you do need to, because then people understand why. And when they understand why, then then things make more sense.
Yeah, that's it. You have to understand the why, and you have to be able to be open enough to explaining the why in every scenario. If even in these small conversations that you're having, there always has to be a why involved, or else they're not going to understand why I'm going to do what it is you're asking me to do. And I feel like those conversations, if they're not happening often, it's also a problem. You need to be having those conversations all the time with your people, and if done in the right way, you're going to see a cultural shift immediately versus having to take years and years and years to rebuild or rebrand yourself, if you will.